What is liminality? I talked about this with one or two people in one-on-ones this week. Liminality is a term that I learned when I was suffering in my crucifixion year, 33. I was in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of the great isolation. Remember that? The great mental illness of the pandemic. Anyone else? Just me? Okay. Well, just me. Lost my mind. I'm the only one. Okay. Um, yeah, you guys don't like my, still don't like my jokes. I'm gonna keep trying. I was in the middle of something. I thought it was depression, thought it was anxiety, thought it was grief, heartbreak, didn't know what it was. I was in the middle of something real profound, unshakable discomfort. And there's all these other terms, like I said, depression, anxiety, grief. That wasn't hitting. It hit a little bit. I do have anxiety. I was in grieving. I was heartbroken, but that wasn't the base of it. And then my mentor, through all of his work, I discovered the term through learning about mythology and anthropology and all this shit that I study, the term liminality. Now we know what liminal means, in between, but in terms of an anthropological term, liminality. Liminality comes from Victor Turner. Victor Turner is the Joseph Campbell of rite of passage ceremonies. He studied all the rites of passage. Carl Jung studied dreams and symbols. This big juggernaut player in that world. Victor Turner studied anthropology. And what I learned from him was this term liminality. Liminality describes the rite of passage, the rite participant. It's all of you. Luke on the yellow brick road, or whatever. Dorothy on the yellow brick road. You, the protagonist. Liminality describes the station in life, the inevitable station in life, from the soul's perspective of no longer being who you were, not yet who you will be. No longer that. Still not the new thing. And you don't know what the new thing is. Fuck. Woo! And no, and Lord knows, nobody told you to expect that. Not a damn soul. What is this? And so you're gaslit by the entire universe. What is this? It's depression. Really? I don't think so. I said, okay, yeah, give me whatever pill. Sure, I'm not a therapist. Please do not take any type of medical advice from me. Don't even take spiritual advice from me, frankly. Except God is real. Um, damn, you feel so terrible and nothing is satisfying you. Yeah, liminality. I want to linger here for a bit. I wrote a Substack piece about this. This is me kind of copying and pasting things for my talking points, but so this is not really legible for you at the moment. I'll try to talk through it. No longer who you were, not yet who you will become. That's a place, guys. That's like, oh yeah, like metaphorically it describes kind of how you feel. No, that is a station. In the same way that it goes caterpillar, ball of jello, butterfly. No human being will not be in this place. Liminality is a stage of profound disorientation. Profound. Destructive. It's an ambiguous, destructive middle stage on the rite of passage. The boy is no longer a boy, but he's not yet a man. Ugh! How do you know you're there? Put a finger down, if you will. It begins with a terrible descent. Who already put a finger down? Into endless questioning. Who the fuck am I? What is this? What's going on? You're ruminating on 10,000. Can't stop. Asking yourself, who is this? I don't like this. What's this? What's this? Just asking yourself questions upon you stop socializing because the damn questions won't stop. In this station, maybe put another finger down. Who do we get so far? Who's got terrible descent and endless questioning? Bingo. Liminality bingo. Let's play. You seem to know yourself far less than you ever have. Now, how the fuck did that happen? I was on a good little run here where I was in high school and I thought I liked playing football, but then I don't like football anymore. And then I went to college and I changed my major. Okay, now I changed and I graduate. And then boom, okay, I'm gonna date this and drops off. Wait, what? Who the fuck am I? We got anybody so far? No one so far. Okay, I'm gonna get somebody. Old methods fail. You used to, when you were stressed, depressed, whatever, you used to go to this podcast or you used to pray that prayer. You used to grab that type of meditation. You used to hang out with those people. You used to use that drug to numb out. You used to go to that city, hang out with those people. Can't do none of it no more. Doesn't work. You wish it worked. It doesn't work. Why? Because then you're reminded again, damn, I'm not that anymore. Shit. You know that much. That's all you know, though. That doesn't work. But you don't know what else to grab. You don't have anything else to grab. There's nothing there. Forcing you to confront. You also, what else happens? Put a finger down, measuring yourself more than you ever have, pushing yourself. Nothing's working. So then you lock into like a grit thing. Oh, let me try harder to make the old story work. Let me just get a little bit of the fumes of the old me, the Kansas. Let me force Kansas to work for me. Let me go to the barnyard shindig one more time or whatever. Doesn't work. Forcing you to confront the question that you ask yourself in one way or the other, or 1,000 times. Why are you afraid to accept the futility of your ways? That's not working anymore, Vanessa. Why can't you accept that? Now, what's really, not as a rhetorical question, what's really going on? What's going on in the liminal stage? A couple things. The ache that you feel is God tier courage, raging alongside wildly untempered fear. Courage, fear, duking it out. But you don't know about the God tier courage yet. Why? Because you've never needed God tier courage. You've never needed that. Never once. You've needed God tier survival, maybe. God tier reactionary figure it outmanship, not courage. Never needed that. Who we get? Let me check the chat. Do we got any bingos? Everything in your life, as you survey, resembles a square. No matter what, damn, unvaried, tragically unvaried. This is not it. You know that experience where you go to, I've said this before, but it's liminal is like you just graduated high school, but you're not in college yet, and you can't stand your high school friends. Maybe you're still doing it, but you know you want to leave, but you don't know where you're going. It's that liminal. That's what happens in life. That's an example of it in life. But I'm talking about something in the soul that doesn't necessarily align to our common rituals like high school, graduating college. I'm talking about it's worse than that because it's happening in the soul. It doesn't align at all to anyone else at the same time. Nothing at all. It's just you. It's not the feeling of I need to become, I need this to end. You know what that feeling is. A bad situation, you need this to end. This is different. This is, I need to become different. And I don't know how. And I don't know into what. No one is going to help me. And then you realize this is the worst. If it's already not terrible, this is worse. You realize in your little liminality cave of sadness, and I'm joking about it, but this is profoundly difficult. This is profound. What you realize is, oh my God, all these decades that I have taken breath, I have been following something else. I've been following. I've been following a story. I've been following, okay, third grade. What's next? I guess after three comes four. Okay, fourth grade. Oh, okay, culture, the vibes. I've been following shame. I've been doing what my parents said. I've been doing what culture said. I've been doing what the internet said. I've been doing what somebody said the whole time. No, I'm saying every minute of every day, except for, and then the times when you did choose, you realize that didn't, the times that I did choose made no bearing on my life. Wait, I have to make an impact? Wait, and it's on me? Oh, that's a lot. Who did I get? Bingo? Bingo. It's awful. What you feel, what you realize is that there is no more map. You've been following a map this whole time and you're ashamed and you're embarrassed for the first time in your life that you've been following the motherfucking leader your whole life. One, you realize there's no map. Two, this is what you don't realize. You are the map. You don't realize that. That coming of age is about, fuck, I've got to do. I see some people doing it, but I just kind of thought they were just doing it and they graduated and they got money and then they kept applying to residencies and shit and they just get more money and then they bought more things. No, that the soulful nature of a human being, who we actually are, means that you have to do what you are assigned. You have to make an impact and you have to start living every minute of every moment of your life up until this point before you became liminal. You were following. Chapter 4, that's chapter 1, 2, and 3 of your life. Chapter 4, you realize, you're starting to realize it's waiting for you to write it. It's about you authoring what happens. And it has to matter to you. It has to be important. It has to make you come alive. It has to be useful. And you didn't know that. Does that make sense? How do you get out of the liminal? Experimentation. I got a couple of people with that one. You have to do something you've never done. Why? Because your entire motherfucking life, you have been following a script, someone else's map. You've been following the map that your parents gave you, that culture gave you. And there's nothing else on the map. And even if there was, you wouldn't want to do it. You are a map. So what is being, why does my liminal stage lasted about 8 years? Oof. Oof. Oh, I wouldn't wish it on my enemy, except I don't have to because it happens to all of us. I, you have to experiment. Why? Because chapter 4 is about what you want, your map, your desires, your life, your imprint. And you've been following the leader. So how do you start doing chapter 4? You have to learn how to listen to yourself, your instincts, your desires. All the shit that used to feel lofty, imaginative, selfish, mythological, shit you do on vacation, shit you only dream about, shit you're jealous of, that realm, that layer. You have to start doing that. And you're not used to following that. You're used to saying that I'm jealous of that. That's ridiculous. That's selfish. That's too much. That's vacation me. That's the shit I like on TikTok. You have to experiment because what's happening in the liminal, again, you're not waiting for it to be over. You're waiting to become different, fundamentally, permanently. Never to go back. No one told you, did anyone tell you this was what growing up was? No. People told me growing up was get a mortgage, have a house. And then we can't even do that. Millennials are like, man, I don't want to talk about that part. You have to listen to your instincts because you're the map. And you're held in this liminal stage because what is accruing in you, what must accrue to you, what everyone in chapter 4, all of the humans in chapter 4 vibes and onward, what you're accruing is a critical mass of, I can't fucking stand this anymore. I can no longer do, I cannot wait, I cannot follow, and it has to hurt so bad so that that's what I said, God tier courage along fear. That courage is accruing in you. Critical mass of courage. Because you cannot do chapter 4 shit unless you have that. You cannot write things. You can't go into the unknown. You can't make a mark. Are you with me? So how do you get out of the liminal? If anyone's cooking in this and be like, damn, Vanessa, that's me. Low key or high key. You have to start experimenting. And what are you experimenting with? Everything in your heart, man. Because that's what chapter 4 is about. You weren't in your heart before. You weren't doing what you wanted before. And now you see that. But you don't know exactly everything. So you have to try things. And so you have to experiment. Be like, man, I thought about moving to Paris. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to move to Paris. And then what? Damn, Paris was not it. You have to experiment and be open to getting taking L's. This was a complete failure. I hate this. I thought it was the right thing. I think I'm gay. Let me try being gay. Damn, that's not it. Shit. Fuck. I thought it was. So then what is it then? What was that? I thought I was, so it's something else. Okay, let me experiment with something else. All of that, those are not L's. They are in the matrix, but what you are doing is refining, listening to yourself. You are listening to, learning to follow your own intuition. This is the yellow brick road. This is the Tao. Wu Wei. This is everything. Yeah? Being guided by the Holy Spirit. On and on. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to say. Only the parts of you that need it. It feels like death this season, liminality. And let me tell you, it is. You are dying. It is death. So like, oh, it's like a death. No, it is. That person's not coming back. How scary. How horrifying. But the parts of you that burned, that were scorched, needed to burn. You can't bring this with you. Yeah? Vanessa, you're way too fucking serious. I thought you were gonna lighten the mood. Years from now, you will realize, I can tell you this with my full chest. Years from now, you will realize that the most important, exciting times of your life were when you were liminal. I get emotional thinking about it. Why? Because you get the opportunity to write your fucking story. That's why you're alive. You look back on the other shit, the shit that you missed, even though it doesn't work, was that, and you realize looking back on it that it was a hamster wheel, that it was monotonous, and that monotony is the sickness. And you don't, and the world doesn't open up. You're gonna crawl out of something liminal, then you're gonna land in the new thing, and then you're gonna be there for another 4 years, and then and then the white rabbit's gonna tick, 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 tick. And you'd be like, fuck, I'm on the hamster wheel again. I keep walking down the same streets, calling the same people. I don't like any of these people. Keep ordering the same food from the same restaurant. I'm sick. The liminality is the most exciting time to be alive. It is living. So experiment and don't forget that you're allowed to ask for help. Got it?